My name is Lisah Maria Monga. I'm a second year student at JKUAT University pursuing architecture. I am also the founder and CEO of Marie Arts Kenya, and I am part of a collective known as the Atmosphere Collective, which is a collective of artists based in Kitengela. I am a charcoal artist. I draw using charcoal most of the time, although I can also do other types of art like painting and pencil drawing, etc. I've basically been drawing all my life. At the age of 3 is when I started painting a lot, and my mom really nurtured my talent from that age. So I started drawing using pencil around the age of 9, and then when I joined university in first year is when I got to know about charcoal art, and I was really interested, and I decided to learn how to draw using charcoal, and I decided that's actually what I want to do. I study architecture at JKUAT University, which is a very difficult and time-consuming course. Although I really love charcoal art and I wanted something that wouldn't strain me and would still be a good source of income, So charcoal art is my passion and it's what I love, and it's still able to give me some money once in a while. The least, and for the easiest drawings, they go for 3,000 bob. That's for an A3 size drawing, and that's the least I can sell for. And they vary according to what you want, if it's a portrait, if it's just the human body, if it's nature, if it's a butterfly, they all vary according to what you want. If you'd want me to add color, that's where the difference comes in. I get customers from various places, different places. Like I deliver around the country. I also export my art to other parts of the world. If someone would be interested in using England, they'd still be able to purchase from me. Art it's basically therapeutic. And when you're going through a hard time or you've had a tough day, art is very helpful, because when you draw something and it turns out really good, and someone tells you, wow, this is amazing, you feel amazing. Even if you've had a bad day and you just see your art piece on the wall, and you'll go to bed happy with a smile on your face, and that's what keeps me going every day. But it's just my passion and my love for art and how happy it makes me. If I had not taken the step to start this business, I would just be at home waiting for school to open, and I don't know, maybe just browsing the internet and watching series. Maybe just drawing once in a while. I wouldn't have been where I am today. I wouldn't have learned the things I learned, and I wouldn't have met the amazing artists that I've met through my art. When I came to Kitengela is when I got to meet different artists, and I got to meet illustrators, graphic designers, and that's where I learned that different arts are very important. For example, graphic design is very important for all artists, because you need posters, you need a logo, you need a rate card, you need a website, and all these things are very important, because when you go out there, you need a portfolio, you need something to show people. And someone asks for, what's your logo, what's your brand? You need a brand, and that's very important, and I learned that it's very important to have such things. My family is very supportive. Both my parents are extremely supportive. My mom is also an artist, by the way, together with my sister. And my sister is still upcoming. She's 12, so she wants to go into illustrating. My mom doesn't practice, but she's very, very supportive. She's very excited. My dad is always telling me how he's seen me here, he's seen my art there. He's always sending links from my YouTube to the rest of the family, and they're all very excited about it. I want to practice both architecture and art. I will graduate and I will go ahead to do a master's in architecture. And with my art company, I'd like to open various galleries around Kenya. I'd like to collaborate with different artists, have different art events, and I would like to basically create awareness on charcoal art, because people have never heard about it. People don't even know it exists. And it's a very affordable form of art, because you just need paper and a piece of charcoal, which is very affordable. As an artist, I would say, if you have a talent and you'd like to pursue it, just go for it. Don't wait for someone to tell you, do this and do that. Just go for it. You'll make mistakes and you'll learn on the way. And that's the best way to do it, because if you just sit down at home waiting for someone to discover you, no one will discover you. You have to go out there and put yourself out there for people to see who you are and what you can do. You can start with something small. Draw something on paper and post it on Instagram. If you can sing, just start a YouTube channel. It's free. Sing. Someone will see you and will see you have the passion. And from there, there's always a way. You don't have to have the money at the time. Just take it slow. Start small. Don't be in a rush. Don't be in a hurry to get rich. Just be patient and believe in yourself. Trust that one day this will be a big thing for me, because that's how I started. I didn't think I would ever be interviewed. And now here I am being interviewed at the age of 20, and that's crazy. Well, for art, it's a bit different from other different businesses, because as an artist, what you pay for is not actually the materials, it's the time. So you'll get, for example, charcoal, you can find it anywhere. You can actually just pick charcoal from the streets or something. And paper and a frame. A frame is about 800 to 1500 depending on the size. And when you draw, that's where the time comes in, because a drawing can take you 3 hours, it can take you 6 hours, it can take you 24 hours without sleep. And that's what you pay for when you're buying art. You pay for time, because it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of energy, because sometimes you'll order for a drawing and you'll say you want an A2 portrait, and I'll tell you you'll get it in 2 or 3 days. But in those 2 or 3 days, for one day I won't sleep. I'll draw the whole night, and then I'll take about maybe 4 or 5 more hours for the rest of the 2 days. And that's a lot of time consuming. I could have been doing so many other things. So for art, that's basically what you pay for. Well, first, being a charcoal artist is already really unique. Not many people do charcoal art. And I also have a signature on my drawings. It's not really my name on the drawing. I always make sure there's a specific type of background I use. So if you see this drawing, you know it's Lisah who's done this. Yeah. So it makes it different also by how I display it, how I frame it. I always make sure there's something unique about it, and I always make sure the client gets what they want. Most of my clients are adults, actually, who work in the corporate industry, and also my age mates. Yeah, my age mates are really supportive of my art and my business, And also, we have different people, especially people who are really interested in youth pursuing their talent. You see someone who comes, a lady comes and she's, an IT auditor. And she comes and she sees this is a 20-year-old who has her own company and she's an artist and she can draw. Just that really makes them interested and really just makes them want to support what I do. My company is Marie Arts Kenya. I have a website, www.mariearts.com. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook at Marie Arts Kenya, Marie Arts KE. If you want to make an order, you can basically just text me on any of those platforms. I also have a YouTube channel where you can see how I draw the drawing process. I do show how I do that, so that's just in case you need to learn. You can always learn from my YouTube channel, that is Marie Arts KE. And on Twitter, you can just get me on my personal account, because that's where most people get me from. That's Marie Lisah. If you have a talent, don't sit on it. Don't wait to be employed. Don't sit and wait to graduate and then now sit and wonder, sasa nitapata kazi wapi. Just go for it. Just start your business, because in this life, you can't just sit and wait. You have to stand up and do. That's what makes the difference between all of us as a country.
A side hustle should not be very different from what you have been doing. For example, I'm not boasting, I'm just informing you. One of my side hustles is writing for the newspapers. It's not very different from teaching, because I teach and do research. So a side hustle should to a large extent be very related to the business that you do, because the learning curve is steeper. it becomes much easier to transfer your skills from what you do to the new high side hustle. If today I started a business like welding metal, which I've never done, or maybe running a logistics firm, which I've never done, then those people who have that knowledge will always do better than me. But if I start a side hustle of writing for the newspapers, I have the background. I have the knowledge that is needed to write. So it's always good that when you start a side hustle, you have the knowledge of that side hustle. Because you don't have the knowledge and somebody has better knowledge, you always do it better than you. So get the knowledge first, and then get into that. So the best time to be an entrepreneur is when you are young. Bill Gates was a dropout. Zuckerberg, I think, was a dropout. Larry Ellison, who started Oracle, was a dropout. And I can give you a long list. So if today you are a student in university and you find an idea that can work, why do you have to wait until you graduate? Put the idea into use. After all, you are starting to get new ideas. So if you can get the idea much earlier, pursue it. But in Kenya, it will take a long time for us to believe that you can drop out of the university. Now, it appears strange that I teach at the university and I can tell students to drop from the university. Because why don't you pursue that idea? When you have expanded and it becomes a business, you can come back. Maybe you need to make the university more flexible, such that if you drop out for 6-10 years, you can still come back and continue where you stopped. I taught in a university in the US, and I taught this gentleman who was 64 years. And I asked him, where have you been? He told me, when I started in first year in the university, I got a very good job for the US nuclear research something. And he worked for 40 years. And then when he retired, he came back to school. And he doesn't feel ashamed. But it is only in this country where people feel ashamed of dropping out of school to do something great, to start a job, to start an enterprise. Once we remove that stigma, that only failures become entrepreneurs, I guarantee you we are going to get more entrepreneurs. And one of my greatest dreams is to see KCP results, KCSE results, a student saying that my dream is to become an entrepreneur, not neurologists or engineers or medical doctors. Because being an entrepreneur is a noble profession. Can you imagine the pride of creating 50, 100, 20 jobs for young men and women? That's a big pride. And we should not be leaving entrepreneurs to people who are dropouts. It's a hard job. You need creativity. You need a lot of thinking. You need to see very many relationships. So why don't we have students going for entrepreneurship? And that's the difference between the Kenyan entrepreneurs and American entrepreneurs. Zuckerberg was in Harvard, not a small school. If you look at the other people who dropped out of university, it was not back of the streets universities. They were Ivy League universities, people who are bright and intelligent. And I think it's the time we brought intelligent, talented men and women of this country into entrepreneurship, not people who have nothing else to do.
Blogging is one of the best side hustle options with the current advancement in technology and the use of social media. You can fairly and easily start your own blog where you post about topics that match up with your own life experience and expertise. Now, what do you need to consider before launching your own blog? First, you need to have a plan. Starting a new blog is just like starting any new enterprise. If you want it to be successful, you must plan every step. Second, make your blog social. If you want to increase the number of visitors to your blog, you should harness the power of social media as much as possible. Create social media profiles that are linked to your blog and give users the ability to share your post via multiple social media platforms. Third, content is king. Good blogs always have great content. If you write high-quality content, search engines will automatically pick it up, which may lead to an explosion across online platforms. Fourth, learn basic search engine optimization. Basic SEO techniques will help you create a blog that search engines will love, resulting in higher ranking pages and more visitors. Fifth, relationships matter. If you want to ensure the success of your blog, focus on engaging readers and creating relationships via your own blog. Reply to people who make comments, talk to other bloggers and influencers, and write guest posts for other blogs. And finally, blogs and finances. It's not unrealistic to make between 1 shillings and 10 shillings per page view. in many blogging niches across display and affiliate ads. So if you get 1,000 page views a month, you can make between 1,000 shillings and 10,000 shillings per month. Easy money, no sweat. But if you get to 100,000 page views a month, you could end up making between 100,000 shillings and 1 million shillings off your blog per month.
I'm a owner and a blogger at InfoFacts Kenya. Blogging is something that I've done for the past 6 years. Yes, it pays. It pays depending on the ways that you monetize your blog. One of them is using Google AdSense. Second is affiliate marketing, and also third is direct marketing if you are subcontracted by a company. So yes, blogging works and it pays.